the Nice Guys on Business podcast. Yeah, these go to 11.
I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, let me grab some fucking gaff tape.
Yeah, gaff tape. I was about to say that.
Tape
gaff
it back
tape.
up, right?
Right.
I put a shitload of tape and hang it up, right? And then I'm driving and like
smells of
right, start smelling, and like 15 minutes later,
burn through.
Exactly. For those of you that don't know, exhaust is fucking hot. Okay, and the fucking gaff tape just melted right away.
This podcast has never been listened to. Do you see the old tagger on it? That's right. Brand new. Never been listened to. What? No, you can't listen. No one has ever heard it. Don't look anymore. You've looked at it long enough. Who am I kidding? No one would want to listen to the Nice Guys on Business anyway. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Okay, so two things I want to come to the table with. First of all, I want to share with you that, yes, while by Facebook standards, California has probably clipped off of the end of the United States and is no longer, because do you get all of these fucking emails or text messages or Facebook notifications that say California is about to crack off the end of the country?
No.
You don't get that at all?
No, thank you for adding context, because you started this off like a random fucking ADHD. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, see, I have these conversations going on in my head like 5-10 minutes before we start, so I figure everybody's up to speed with me.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. But no, that's very funny, because that is such an algorithmic thing, and this speaks to a much bigger fucking picture, I think. But so I don't forget, because my brain is already going off on five different tangents. Welcome back. My name's Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
Hey.
I will scroll through, like, usually my morning when I wake up, I'll read my 1440 digest, right? Which is the basic news of the day, unbiased, right? Not using any algorithm. And then I'll scroll my socials like Facebook and fucking Instagram.
Yep.
And yeah, I get so much of the same stuff or the same type of thing over and over again. And after a while, we don't realize, I think, that we get the same stuff because of the algorithm. And when I click on like political stuff where it's like, I hate Trump and what the fuck is he doing? I get more posts that say, yeah, we also hate Trump and we also hate what the fuck he's doing. And that becomes my world. And it's true, I think, for everybody. And it's the same thing with TikTok. Like my daughter talks about all the TikTok stuff she gets, and it's a lot of the same shit.
I don't even have the app.
Well, I don't either. But it's true for Facebook and so when you say California is falling off no, I have never, ever, ever
that's crazy.
gotten a post that California is going to fall off into the Pacific Ocean. I
can't go to my Instagram reels or whatever it is on Facebook now. Cause don't you see the same reels on Facebook as you do on Instagram now? Cause all I do is I go like 5 or 6 people into my feed, and then I start seeing like videos running horizontally across. I click on one, and that's where I get caught in the doom scroll from there. But I clicked on a message. So we had an earthquake probably about 2 years ago here, where Ohio was the epicenter. It was like a 5.1, which is fairly big for a very casual day. You're not expecting a 5.1 to hit you. Not that you're expecting any earthquakes. And
you should be expecting it in California. I don't expect it in Austin, but you should expect it in California.
So one of my neighbors sent me the USGA, like the link to go to their website so you can see like seismic activity. Mm-hmm. So I clicked on that once. And since then, I get in my feed all of these earthquake things. And I swear I thought it would be like more universal, because my feed is so overwhelmingly look at all of the seismic activity in California today. news, then I'm thinking somebody else has got to be seeing this other than me because I don't really care. I don't believe it's going to clip off the United States, but is somebody interested in this shit?
Well, okay. Um, Somebody somewhere is interested. I mean, there are a lot of somebodies that are interested. If you think like, I'm trying to think of the right word, but basically, out of 7 billion people, let's say 1 billion or more who are on Facebook/Instagram, you're easily going to find a few hundred or a few thousand who really are, which could be a very, very small percentage. But if the algorithm decides that those are your people, they're going to send you shit from those thousand
So
people.
you didn't get anything today that said Japan experiencing a tsunami and it's heading toward the West Coast. You didn't get any of that.
No, not a word. So, but I'm curious. So you said one time you went to the website, which for those of you that don't know, every goddamn thing that you do gets added to the algorithm because when you do a search in your Google browser, Google is sending that information to fucking Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and everywhere else. And when we talk about, like, my favorite joke that I'm stealing from Tim was, I said, so what do you want to watch tonight? And she said, why are you whispering? And I said, because they're listening. And then I laughed, and then she laughed, and then Alexa laughed. And it's 100% fucking true. If you don't believe it, all right, if you have Alexa or Siri, if you have Alexa or Siri in your home, I dare you to pick a word, which is something that you don't care anything about, don't want to hear anything about, have never seen anything about in your feed, and just say it like 2 or 3 times over the course of a day. I guarantee you will start seeing fucking ads and posts for that thing. You don't even have to put it into a goddamn browser.
No,
just say it, and Alexa's going to hear it.
You don't, because your phone is constantly searching. If you have Siri turned on, your phone is constantly searching for that, as is Alexa is. And if you think about it, look, Strick, I don't know about you, but at night, most of the time, I don't turn off my computer. So I am mic'd up. my computer is mic'd up. Now, I don't know that if that goes anywhere, but it probably does. I'd have to think that it does.
I bet it's mostly phone, though, because I don't think your computer is actively listening to you when you're not doing anything, but your phone is. And Alexa and Siri definitely are. So the question is with the earthquake, you only went to the website one time, but when you see these posts on Facebook or Instagram, are you clicking them?
Well, see, what happens is I go to the Instagram reel portion of my Facebook feed and I click on the first one, whatever it is that attracts my attention, whether it's the pretty girl in cheerleading camp or Broadway musicals or Ford truck thing. So I click on the one in that row that is of most interest. And generally by the second or third reel that I'm going to, it's back into the, okay, here's the news about the earthquake that's coming to California. So, but I can't go past that. I can't just skip it. I have to see it for a second. So how long does Instagram give you before they realize to include this as a part of the algorithm? Like, do you have to watch the entire video?
It was interesting. I don't know how it works on your Apple phone, but like on my Google phone, if I get into the Reels section, like I see whatever the image is, right? But like if I scroll past it, it doesn't. I guess it does start for a second or two, but I don't think that. I don't think that actually registers as you clicking it.
I don't disagree with that, but I generally don't like the static images. I like the Instagram Reels. So if I find one in that horizontal row that strikes some curiosity in me, I click on that one, and then I start scrolling. And so when I get to the second one, now does it register? I didn't click on the second one as my interest. I clicked on the first one, but I'm now scrolling past the first one to get to the second one, to get to the third one. And generally 2 or 3 in, I'm starting to see those that, oh, that totally is something I was looking for, that piece of jewelry, or I was looking for that watch, or I was looking for that water bottle, or the items that when I go to Amazon and I put an item on my Christmas list,
Mhm.
fucking that item is
Oh,
everywhere.
really? Now
Oh
that's
my
interesting
God.
because
Yeah.
I've never noticed that, but I haven't really looked for it. Like I put stuff on an Amazon list every once in a while, but I hadn't thought
Oh
about.
my God. Yeah, my
Interest.
Christmas list. So the holiday list for me, one of the things I really want to try in 2026, no surprise at all to you, I'm sure, is I want to try my hand in welding. Okay, so I have a
Mhm.
welding machine that's in there. I clicked on the welding a piece of equipment that I wanted to, which is called a MIG welder. I clicked on that, and now in my feed, like every other static feed in my Facebook feed, is a company trying to sell me a MIG welder.
Now I'm super curious. How inexpensively can you get into welding? Because from my understanding is welding is actually, like, to do it at a professional level, rather complicated, that you really need to have a lot of experience and that it's very expensive.
You can spend a lot of money on welding, but just like any hobby, you can also have an entry level piece of equipment. So the MIG welder, the one that I am looking at, is just for the machine alone. It's probably between 150 to 250 bucks. So
That's reasonable.
that's
Okay.
reasonable. But then you have to have the supplies for that machine, and that's probably another $100 for the supplies.
Now,
Then you
what
have to
is a
have
supply? I don't even know what you like a soldering iron. You need solder,
solder.
right?
So very similar to you need solder. You need this line of aluminum or not aluminum of steel. It's like it comes in a
Mm,
spool and it
okay.
runs through the MIG welder, right through the head of the MIG welder, so that when you go to weld something, it tacks on that weld to the piece of metal that you're welding to.
So this is like if I take my little soldering iron that I heat to like 500 degrees
Right.
and multiply that by about 100, that's what welding is?
Exactly. You're
Fucking
basically
fascinating.
melting the metal at the same time that you're melting this piece of steel running through the MIG welder that's creating a I forget what they call it, a tag or a button. I can't remember what they call it.
Hmm.
Anyway, so you're melting the metal in addition to you're laying a little piece of metal on top. And I was watching as I was at Bob Campana's, which is the second part of the story, and I'll get to that in a
Hmm.
second. I was learning a little bit more about this welding. There is definitely a level of skill that I have no clue as to how to get there, but unless I buy a welder, I have no idea. So I figure a few $100 investment, well under $1,000, I'm into all the equipment for welding at my level.
That's kind of cool because I've always thought that welding would be an incredibly handy tool, skill to know how to use. But I've
Agreed.
always thought, oh my God, I wouldn't even a used a welder would cost me $1,000, $2,000 or something. But I guess not. That's pretty
Well,
cool.
when we were growing up, it was the welder where these two huge tanks that come with the two lines that you lead to
Right.
this torch on the end, and you got to have the flip down helmet, and you got to have the.
Right.
I mean, you do need the helmet, you do need the gloves, but all of these things are relatively inexpensive if you want to get into the hobby just out of the gate. And then I thought, it's like I'd love to take a welding class, just as
Mhm.
again a hobby thing. I want to be able to do my own exhaust system. I want to be able to repair sheet metal that's become rusted. I mean, the kind of stuff that I can't really do now unless I have somebody else do it for me.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
very interested in that. I'll let you know how that goes. I'll let you know if anyone on my that it receives my Christmas list actually is going to get that for me, or if I'm going to have to use my own money to get it.
And
Um,
then in answer to your other algorithm, I've never ever in my feed seen something for like California's falling into the ocean. But for some reason, and I don't know that I've ever clicked on any of these, like the last month or so, I've been getting constant ads for how to beat low limit poker, right? And
oh,
I'm sure you don't
like
get that
I've
at all. You never get
never
that, right?
never seen
Like
that.
every 5 minutes, I'm seeing some ad where it's like, yeah, you can beat like the 1, 1, 2 level at the tables. You can beat these poker games, and I'm like,
No,
apparently, I searched that at some point because I do enjoy that, but it's not like I'm searching that shit all the time.
I've never gotten an ad for any kind of casino. I've never. Strickland is lowering his window shade because I got the starburst pattern. Whenever we record, somewhere around 4 o'clock in the wintertime on his schedule, I get this.
Oh, it's
It's
still
still
doing it.
still there. Can't you adjust your camera like to throw your camera a little bit, or is that involved
That's
doing a whole
weird.
bunch
Where
of
is
shit
it
over there?
coming from? Well, I'm trying to figure out where it's
Where's it
coming from
coming?
because it's got
It's
to be this
called the
side,
sun.
not no, but I've got two windows in here, so I don't know. Let me hang on.
It's got to be from there. You're blocking it right now. Your body is blocking it. So I don't know what that
Like
is.
that.
There you go. There.
All right, there we go. Yeah, because it's funny. I got with two windows. It's like if it's this time of the day, which for me is about 4:15 in the afternoon,
Right.
and there's also regular time, not daylight savings time, because of course it's an hour later. My side window is shining right in on me, but if it's more like 6 or 6:30, which sometimes we get to, it comes in the window behind me and shines in a different way.
Oh my gosh. So the studio problems that you have.
Right?
The second thing I wanted to share with you is I wanted to make sure that you receive at some point when we see each other next a copy of Bob Campana's book, Don't Look Down. Now, what's nice about this book for you is look what it has on the inside of the book.
What? Oh my God, how cool is that? Okay, so it is personally signed by Bob, and Bob has written to Strickland. WTF? Love you. He knows me so well from just a quick meeting.
Yeah, that was very nice of him. He gave me a copy of the book as well. And I thought maybe we'd spend a few moments at some point today. I have a whole bunch of other stuff I want to ask you about with your rock and roll fantasy camp. But I wanted to spend some time talking about the behind the scenes at the Bob Campana compound, because that was
I'm dying to hear.
fucking amazing trip that was. I came home and I felt like I was the poor man again, because when you're living with Bob for even a couple of days, he immerses you in his world so much that you actually feel like you can pretty much do anything.
Oh man, that's amazing. So tell me about it. I'm dying to hear more.
Oh wait, before we get into the Bob Campana thing, we really need to go into your rock and roll fantasy, because I want to hear all about that. Is that CC Shred? Is that from camp, or was that something else?
No, and Doug is referencing, for those of you not watching, which is everybody, because we don't post a video, I'm wearing a CC Shred t-shirt, this is actually, her name is Courtney Cox, not the actress Courtney Cox, but she is a guitar player, and she played in the Iron Maidens for a long time. The Iron Maidens is an all-female Iron Maiden tribute band.
Oh, Iron Maidens.
Maidens, plural, right?
I get it.
The Iron Maidens. And she's just a total shredder. And that was her nickname, CC Shred, because I think one of the guitar players in Iron Maiden is CC something, or I don't know. And so her nickname in the Iron Maidens was CC Shred, and I wanted to support because she's a great guitar player and very.
All right, so go back, talk to me about the moment you got off of the airplane in Orlando, Florida. From there, tell me what your first interaction with the rock and roll fantasy brand was.
So I get off the plane, and I had a little bit of an advantage. So there's 9 bands with anywhere from 4 to like 7 people in each band, right? But the band that I was in, the bass player is this guy Berndall. I gotta remember his name.
Burnt
last
Umber.
name. Well, I'll put his LinkedIn link in the notes, because the guy he sold. He's Norwegian, but he owned American Seafood, which is a seafood distribution company, and sold it for like $200 million years ago. So
now,
this
was
is
he
a guy
a participant, or is he a rock and roll guy?
Well, that's the thing. He was in my band. He's a bass player, he's a musician, but he's also David Fishoff, who owns Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp. He's David's business partner. So he's like part owner in Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp. So I don't even know if he had to like pay to be there or anything. But we got an email that said, check-in is 12:30 to 1 and rehearsals start at 1. And the email specifically said, don't show up early. You can't get into your rehearsal spaces until 1 o'clock. Registration starts at 12:30. So I get to the hotel about 11:30, quarter to 12. And Bernd's like, yeah, we're in room 222. Come on up. And I was like, yeah, but it says we can't do it. He's like, no, don't worry about that. Come on up. I'm like, okay. So I got the inside scoop, right?
Okay, got it.
And so we get up there, and we'd already talked about some songs we were going to do, and we start rehearsing, and the gear's there, and we're getting to talking and getting to know each other, and it was all good.
Wait, is this in the hotel?
Yeah, in the hotel. So each band has a rehearsal room in the hotel. And apparently they do this different in different locations. Like when they do Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp in LA, they have a hotel that's near a rehearsal studio.
Yeah.
And this rehearsal studio has multiple rooms that has gear permanent and everything. Yep. But here, basically, each band has a rock star counselor. Okay. And so the rock star counselors each had rooms where the rehearsal rooms are set up. So
now,
basically,
is this like another guest room?
Well, they're basically in a guest suite. And so the room that we were in, it's got like one room that's a bedroom, and
Right.
then a connected room that had like a table and a couch and stuff. And that's where we rehearsed.
I'm just curious because I've never been to a hotel that has had this activity going on, or maybe I haven't realized it. It sounds like it would be loud if you were the neighbor.
It's funny that you say that, because the rehearsal rooms were spread out between, I was on the second floor, and there was
Right.
one other rehearsal room on our floor, and there were a couple on the sixth floor, a couple on the ninth, and a couple on the 12th floor. And we've got full drum kits in the rooms, right?
Right.
And like
no plexiglass.
right, regular guests in rooms next door.
Oh my
and
God.
and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't they just take a whole floor
Or
and put
do it in
all
like the
this-
conference rooms downstairs or something where you're not being heard.
Exactly, because that was the other thing. So there's a big ballroom,
Yeah.
and I will get to the ballroom later. But
Okay,
the ballroom, this hotel was big enough that they had other side ballrooms that could be marked off to small rooms, but they weren't using those. Maybe it cost more to use those or block them off, or there weren't enough of them. I don't fucking know. But bottom line is, we were in the rooms, and I'm like, okay,
I don't care.
Other get not my problem.
Not my problem. Not
my problem.
Exactly. Hey, we're giving you the true rock and roll band experience. We are going to be fucking loud. We're going to destroy things, and there are going to be holes in the wall by the time we
Right.
leave.
And we're going to bother everybody else.
Everybody. Where are the drugs?
We did apparently I think maybe it was us, maybe it was one of the others, did get a call at one point that we were too loud. I think it was one of the bands rehearsing later at night, and they got a call.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that. Okay. All right. So you go to your rehearsal space with Burnt. Okay.
Yeah, we meet everybody. We start rehearsing songs that we'd talked about already. And that afternoon was Felix Cavalieri from the Rascals. And so the way it works is, with each rock star, right? Every band gets to go and play one song with the rock star, where the star is singing along with you or playing along with you or whatever. Oh,
Right.
I'm sorry. The first day was Mark Farner from Grand Funk.
Right.
And so we worked up our song to make sure that we had it tight. And Mark was going to come in and play guitar along with us and sing backup.
Yep.
Right. So we work all that up, and we go in and then we go into the big ballroom. And in the big ballroom, Mark Farner comes out and does like a 30-minute Q&A and talks about Grand Funk and, his history and the albums and all that kind of stuff. And then one at a time, each band goes up and plays a song. He's playing along or singing along, and then we get a picture with him, and then you bring the next band up. So it's basically, that's how the whole thing
and
goes.
does Mark, he doesn't participate in anything. He's gone after he does his 30-minute session, his jam session, and then he's done.
Right. And that's how it worked for everybody except for one, which I'll walk through at the end.
Okay.
So we did that. And then there's also, this is on Thursday, and this is basically a long weekend. It's Thursday through Sunday, right? Saturday night and Sunday, we're going to be performing live at a club. Each band gets 12 minutes, like 3 songs, right? And on Saturday night, it's just each band doing whatever they want to do. And Sunday, the rock stars Jason Sheff from Chicago.
Ooh, nice.
And so the way it works on Sunday is each band gets 3 songs, but for one of the songs, it's a Chicago song, and Jason comes up and plays or sings with you. So
Ooh,
instead
that's
of
good
just
too.
doing it like in the ballroom in front of the other guests and the
Right.
other,
Right.
you're doing it actually live in front of an audience at a club. So we did that. So we do the first night, we do Mark Farner, and then the next day, same thing. It's with Felix Cavalieri from the Rascals. So he does like an hour
each
Q&A.
band has a so are while you're playing, are the other, how many bands were there total?
9 bands.
So were the other 8 bands watching, as so you have an audience for your performance also? And
Right.
how long did you say that performance is? Is that just one song?
Yeah. So the ones in the ballroom with the rock stars was 1 song per band.
Got it. Okay, so everybody is probably really excited at band number 1, but are they tired by band number 9? Is that
Yeah. And a lot of times, like when we were doing the ballroom thing,
right?
like we would do our thing, And then we'd split. We'd go and rehearse.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys spent more time rehearsing than you did at hanging out and watching the other bands. Now, did some bands stay for the entire?
Yeah, some bands would stay and watch, and we would watch some other bands, like especially if it was a rock star that we really liked. So our keyboard player was really there for Billy Joel's band.
Mhm.
So there was 3 members of Billy Joel's band there. He wasn't there, but Liberty DeVito, who played drums with him for 25 years,
Right.
Liberty DeVito is the drummer on almost every song, Billy Joel song, right? And then 2 other guys. There's a keyboard player, David something or another, I don't remember.
Okay.
And a horn player who were members of his band and have also been with him touring guys for years and years and years. And so Rob, our keyboard player, was really into that.
Right.
He stayed and watched most of the bands. So when we did that, we were up there. Liberty DeVito is playing drums, and our keyboard player is playing keyboards, and the other guy, David, the musical director, is also playing some keyboards, and the horn player is playing with us, and it was very cool.
At any point, does the person that's the rock star, are they rehearsing with you, or are they just stepping into the performance?
They just step into the performance. So we've got a specific list of songs to choose from.
Uh-huh.
So for each artist, they were like, okay, Billy Joel, right?
Right.
Here's a list of 10 songs that you can choose from to play with Billy's band. So like, you can't just grab one of his totally random, completely obscure songs.
Right. They
give you the ones that they're going to know. Right.
And how many rock stars play in your band during that one song thing? Is there like 9 of them, or are there 5 of them, or how many songs do you get to play?
Well, that's what in the ballroom with the rock star, 1 song. Each band gets 1 song.
Okay, so you didn't have multiple rock stars that joined your band when you did that 1 song?
Correct. It's so on the first day, 1 song with Mark Farner. On the second day, 1 song with Felix Cavallari. On the third day, 1 song with
we're talking the same language. Okay, so you get multiple songs, but only 1 song per rock star.
Right, exactly.
And how many rock stars? Sorry, how many rock stars were there?
So it was 4.
So you get 4 songs.
4 on different days. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got it.
4 total songs. Yeah.
And then when do you do now that's like the rehearsal part, right? Because that's not really the performance, because don't you then have a big, like, all of the songs in a row performance, or you never have that? So
on Saturday night, we do a performance at a club in Miami.
Oh, you go to a club. Nice.
It's now the first one in Miami was an outdoor stage and an outdoor club.
I thought you flew into Orlando.
No, it was originally supposed to be in Fort Lauderdale, but they moved it to Miami.
I got it. Okay, so where did you fly into?
Miami.
Okay, sorry. For some reason, I thought you had a challenge with an Orlando flight, but you had a challenge. You might have said Florida, and I just said Orlando in my brain. Okay.
Yeah, which is why, and that's why I was not on Southwest, because they only have 1 flight a day in and out of Miami. They've got like 10 in and out of Orlando every day from Austin.
All right. So now talk about the big performance at the club in Miami.
Okay, so the club in Miami, we had a great big stage, and so each band gets 12 minutes. Each band gets 3 songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so not only is it the other bands watching you, but it's whoever comes into the club. And that was super fun. And you pick any 3 songs you want for that. Okay.
There's no rock star in your group for that. You're just playing whatever songs that you guys have rehearsed.
Correct. But then Sunday, there's another live performance at a club. And this was at the Funky Biscuit in Fort Lauderdale, which is kind of a sort of famous rock club. It's a very small place, but like they got a lot of big acts that have been there. For that one, that's where we had Jason Sheff from Chicago. So again, we get 3 songs. Jason joins us on 1.
Nice.
So
and
out of those 3
Chicago
songs,
song?
exactly. And it has to be a Chicago song and from his preferred list.
So as a rock star, I mean, again, I consider you my rock star strictly because you're the perspective that I need, because you played in a band for so many years. As a rock star, stepping in and playing as a pickup player in a band that you've never rehearsed with, but you are now about to play. Now, I know you're playing songs that you're really familiar with, but you're not familiar with the other players. So sometimes there's a little bit of personality involved with the interpretation of a song. How did that work for him and for you guys?
So the good news is that the different bands have many different levels of playing ability.
Right.
And they say right up front, look, playing ability doesn't matter. Even if you're like a total amateur, you're welcome to come to rock camp, and they put you with other amateurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was in what I would call like the all-star band, right? This is 3 of these guys had done like Burnt, and the guitar player and the keyboard player, I'm sorry, that drummer had all done multiple rock camps before. 5 or 6 times they've done them. And they're very good players. And then the keyboard player, it was his first time, but he was also a very good player. So before you go to camp, you send them a video. Like you tell them about your experience, and it used to just be you tell them your experience and how good you are, and they put you in a band. But then they realized a lot of people were fucking lying about how good they were. So that you send a video also. So I sent them the video, and they put me in this, all-star band of guys that totally know what they're doing, and we just fall into place, and it's all good. But yeah, I would imagine if you were amateur, it's like, okay, well, let's do this one. And like everybody learns it and you try to play it. And then you realize the guitar player is really not good enough to play it well. So you got to pick another song that's easier, right? Shit like that. So I didn't have any problem with that. I imagine other bands might have, yes.
So my just Nice Guy community, just so you are hearing this straight from my mouth, if I was submitting my application, I would either be using the maraca or the tambourine, and I would not be singing. I can promise you that. Yeah. Hey, Doug, we have a perfect position for you. It's probably at the 2029 Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp. It's not going to hit this upcoming one. Look, we go ahead and put in your deposit now.
Keep on practicing, though. Keep on practicing.
Keep practicing, because I'm not sure that you're really going to make it to this one. We didn't used to have a cut, but now we do. You are, I actually, when they did send my letter back, they said, how about the groupie position? How do you feel about that? Any groupies? That's a good question. Any groupies there?
It's funny. There is a groupie thing that you can get. It's like half the price or maybe slightly less, and you still get to hang out at the rehearsals. You get to meet the rock stars and all that kind of stuff. You just don't have to pay as much. But yeah, there is an option for that too. Yeah,
drugs optional.
Right.
Nice. All right. So overall, anything like new that you want to share about that? Because I'm just curious about your overall experience.
It was overall a great experience. Anybody that is thinking about doing it and is not, I would definitely highly recommend it. It is not cheap. But for me personally, it's probably not something I will ever do again, even though I really did enjoy it.
Right.
It was really fun meeting the rock stars, and it was great performing, but so many of the people that go are either like pretty amateurish, or there are a lot of people who are professionals, maybe in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and they've retired, or they've sold businesses, or they run a huge business and they got more money than they know what to do with.
Right.
And, the amount of money that it costs is not a lot for, you can go on the website and get, it's like $5,000, right?
Right. So
and then you've got,
not cheap, but it's not also eliminating a person that would want to go that just has $5,000.
Right. This was something I thought long and hard on and have been considering for a really long time, and waiting for the right group of rock stars, right? Like there's one coming up next month. It's like Roger Daltrey from The Who. Look, I love The Who, but I'm like, he's the only rock star, right? There's the keyboard player from Deep Purple. Like, okay, most people don't even know who the keyboard player from Deep Purple is, right? But this one was like Mark Farner from Grand Funk, and I love Grand Funk. Felix Cavalier from the Rascals. I'm like, okay, that'd be fine. Billy Joel's band. I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like Liberty DeVito. Okay. So I'm definitely a big Billy Joel fan, right? And there's an album that he has called Songs in the Attic, and it's a live album.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a lot of his old stuff that you might not know, but it's with his regular band, like Liberty DeVito on drums. And Liberty is a big fucking hitter, right? He's a powerhouse, hard-hitting drummer. And the songs on this album, there's one called Miami 2017 that they recorded in Madison Square Garden. And it's just this big, huge fucking song. If you ever listen to the studio version of the song, you're like, not a great song, whatever. But you listen to the live version and it just crushes. So I am on stage singing Miami 2017 and Liberty DeVito is over my left shoulder, 2 feet away, beating the shit out of the drums. That was a fucking amazing experience that I would not trade for anything.
That's cool. And do they give you a lot of pictures? Anybody take pictures?
There's a photo package. I don't know when I'll be getting it, but like there's a professional photographer walking around and they're doing pictures and video, and I'll share all that when I get it.
Is that the $1,000 picture package? Is that what did you have to pay extra for that?
Fortunately, it was a good bit less. I did have to pay extra for it, but it was a good bit less than that. So I was very happy about that.
We all know Strickland is a sucker for photo packages at the end of the cruise.
I totally am. So that was all really cool. Now, a lot of the people that did it, like they'll get up on stage live and, they're like, okay, musicians, right? But they've never played live in front of an audience before.
You have to be a showman. You have to be a showman.
Right. Like they've maybe never played in a band, or the only bands they've played in has just been rehearsals in the garage. They've never played. So for them, like the live performance, like the greatest fucking night of their life, which I get. I'm not there. I've done 1,500 fucking performances and I love playing live, and I had a great time doing it. And it was really fun because I was like not to pat myself on the back, but
I hear you.
Performance wise, like entertainment wise. Yeah. Right. I was the fucking man.
At any point, did you play the guitar behind your back over your head? Like
yeah. I totally did some of that. Absolutely. You got to show off, right?
And when were you expecting the contract from Capitol Records to come through for whatever rock and roll studio band that you're going to play with?
Yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. I had a great time, but I totally get, like, if I were some rich businessman and I was a frustrated guitar player when I was younger, and I have the opportunity to just rehearse for a couple of days and get up in front of, get up on stage and play with a band in front of a couple hundred people, that would be fucking amazing.
So given the opportunity to make any improvements so that it more aligned with what I know you had a great time, and I hear you, and I believe you fully were engaged and you felt like you got your money's worth. However, if you could bump it to the next notch, what would that be?
For me, I don't know what the next notch would be. Like, it all depends on the artist, right? Like, if, let's say it was
okay, so it could
Mark
be
Farner, hypothetically, right? Like, if I could do a whole set with him, like 4 or 5, that would be fucking amazing. I mean, that's obviously not ever going to be an option when you've got 8 or 9 bands trying to.
So putting the priorities in place, it's not necessarily it is the rock star. It's not the performance for you, or is it the other way around?
It's actually playing with the rock star.
Yeah.
So the next camp is in February, the one after Roger Daltrey. They've got Stuart Copeland from the Police.
Yeah,
okay?
gosh,
now,
yeah.
I like the Police. I'm not a monster Police fan, but Stuart Copeland, he is
awesome.
Fucking god of the drums. And he's a really good guy. Like, I've seen a bunch of interviews with him, and he's just a nice guy, and he's super smart. Like, if I could go, if I had another $5,000 to blow, right? Stuart Copeland would be amazing to be able to play a Police song with him right over my shoulder, right? The guitar player is Nita Strauss, who was Alice Cooper's guitar player for many years. Amazing female guitar player. And bass player is, there's Waddy Wachtel, who he's probably a guy you wouldn't know, but he has toured with everybody. Like fucking, he's James Taylor. Hold on one second.
Yes.
We're leaving at 6 now, right? Okay.
We got this down.
We're recording early because, but I thought I was leaving at 5 when I moved our recording to 4. But now I've got plenty of time. We'll be done at.
Okay, you'll be done in plenty of time. We're an hour. You got an hour overlap.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, it's and I misspoke. It's not Waddy Wachtel. It's Leland Sklar, and he has toured with Genesis and James Taylor and fucking Joan Baez and everybody. He is this monster bass player. And the last guy is Skunk Baxter, who was the guitar player for Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers.
Wow.
Now, these guys, like to be able to play stuff with any of them would be great. But, I don't have another 5, 6, 7 grand to spend on that.
How would you feel about if Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp was you being the solo amateur and all of the other guys were all pros? That would be crazy, intimidating, but crazy at the same time.
Yeah, that would be really weird. It all depends on what you're there for. So, for example, there were so many bands that were very amateurish, right? But the better rock stars like Jason Sheff from Chicago and the guys from Billy Joel's band, they were encouraging as shit.
Right.
Like there's a band up there playing and they're not that good, right? Like I look at them and I can tell they're not that good, but the guys are just like, this encouraging and being really like,
that's cool.
It was great. So something like that, like if everybody in my band is a total professional and I'm the worst one, but the structure and the context of it is that fucking Andy Summer he's behind me and like Rockin, I'm totally down. I'd be totally down with that.
Stuart Copeland. Andy Summers was the third of the Police. It's funny when you talk about the Police, you got Sting, you got Andy Summers, and you got Stuart Copeland, and it's like you don't think about anybody else that was in their band. You just think about those three, but that's
that's it. That was the whole band.
But that's a skinny band, though, right? I mean, that's real thin band. There's no
Absolutely.
So I'm assuming they had backup singers. They had Andy. Now, did Sting play lead guitar and sing, and Andy played bass guitar, and Stuart was the drummer, or was it something else?
Well, it's interesting that you say that because different bands do things different ways. Genesis, for example, at the point right before they started having hits, it was whittled down to Phil Collins, Mike Rutherford, and the fucking keyboard player whose name I can't remember.
Okay.
And that was it. It was just the three of them. So when they would play live, and Phil Collins was doing a lot of the singing. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, Phil Collins is a drummer. He's a very good drummer.
Right.
And so when Genesis would tour, they would have an extra guitar player and bass player and drummer, and Phil Collins would come out front. Other bands do the same thing, but the Police, as far as I know, it was always just the three of them. Rush was the same way. It's just the three of them. They don't have extra people on tour.
Every time I saw the Police, which was I think 2 or 3 times, I know
really?
I think I saw them with Zenyatta Mandata. I think I saw them with I know I definitely saw Synchronicity.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember, there was another, I had a friend in high school that he loved the Police, and it's like, okay, well, we hung out at the Heck Company when the tickets went on sale.
Exactly.
Like we would
Reisterstown Road Plaza, baby.
Reisterstown Road Plaza. Sometimes we would drive down to Salisbury to go to the Heck Company there because it was a
shorter line. Oh, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, so we had some good times, but the 2 or 3 times that I had seen them, it was just the three of them, and I don't recall anybody else up on stage. But I could be completely wrong.
I don't think they ever went out with extra players. That's pretty cool. You saw them 3 times. I never got to see them live.
Oh, really good, really good.
Yeah.
And my friend, was Alan. My friend Alan, who introduced me to the Police. I think that he saw them when they were at Painter's Mill.
Oh my God, Painter's Mill!
Can you imagine?
I saw Crack the Sky at Painter's Mill.
Such a crazy small venue, really crazy.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so that's cool. I'm glad you had a positive experience. I was thinking about you over the weekend. We did not have much activity in the turnkey umbrella that had to get taken care of, and that's always my favorite thing. I'm hoping that my 3 weeks away yielded the same necessity to actually go to work. Although I probably think I created more work when I was gone than you created when you were gone.
It's okay. These things happen. Well, you were gone for 17 days. I was gone for a long weekend.
Yeah. Well, no worries. Okay. So my trip to Bob's was.
Well, now hang on. You want to hear about my issues with the airplane coming back?
Oh yeah, that's right. So tell me, thank you. I appreciate you keeping me on track here. Yeah,
well, because this is a nice wrap up to the whole. It took me a good 15 hours to get home or something.
Yeah, so you could have driven home in the amount of time it took you to actually get home. I texted Strickland on Sunday evening at a time when I thought, oh, he's got to be home by now because I mean, the plan was for him to be. I thought for some reason that you were going to be back on Monday, and then somewhere along the way you said, no, I'm coming back on Sunday. So I waited till Sunday night.
Oh, no, sorry. This was Monday, though.
Oh,
because it was
okay.
Monday, but I was coming back Monday morning and ended
Got it.
up back
Got
on
it.
Monday
Okay.
night.
Anyhow, so tell me about your experience coming back.
Okay, so I
Missing
want
the
to preface this. I want to add some context to this with this was 100% my fault. Okay, I'm
Oh, okay.
taking
Okay. All right.
responsibility for
All
it,
right. All right.
although it wasn't due to a let's say a relaxed relationship with time. It was apparently poor planning. So
Wow.
I have a flight that
Gotta be
was
a lot of poor planning
I
involved.
know, right? Well, it's one of these sort of one thing leads to another
Okay.
that I hadn't considered in my time planning.
Who sang
So
that song? One thing leads
please,
to another. Who sang that
Fix.
song?
I
The Fix.
did
That's
see
it.
them live at Towsonite.
Wow. Full
Okay,
circle.
so and that's Fix with two X's,
Yes.
Fixx. So at 8:30 flight. Okay,
AM.
a.m. 8:30 a.m. flight
Monday
on
morning.
American,
Monday
not
morning.
Southwest. Monday morning,
Mm-hmm.
8:30 a.m. flight. We are at the DoubleTree Hotel, which is an airport hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically, if you are on a mid to high floor of the hotel, you can see the airport. It's
Wow, that's cool.
close. It's within, I don't know, a couple miles, maybe a mile or two, whatever. They have an airport shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
And the airport shuttle runs every 30 minutes on the quarter hour.
Okay,
Like,
so your flight was at 8:30. So and that probably starts at the quarter hour, probably like 3 a.m. because there's people that have some really early flights, right?
I don't know what time the quarter hour
8:30. So
start.
I'd want to be at the airport at the latest at 7 a.m.
At the latest at 7 a.m.
At latest,
you
at 7
want to
a.m.
arrive 90 minutes before the flight leaves.
Correct. So I'm going to get to the airport 90 minutes before the flight leaves. So I'm going to get on, back that up a half hour with the shuttle and maybe add another 15 minutes. So 45 minutes before I'm looking for the shuttle. How often does the shuttle leave?
Every 30 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But on the so it's quarter after and quarter till.
So I would take the quarter after 6 flight for a shuttle for an 8:30 flight.
Okay, you would take the quarter after 6 shuttle.
Correct.
Okay.
Or the quarter of 7 if I missed the quarter after.
I'm glad I wasn't far off because that's what I did. And I had my guitar, which I knew I had to check, right? Yep. But I had purchased that ahead of time to get cheaper check-in. And so in Austin, when I checked in, basically you go up to the kiosk.
Correct.
You put your ID in.
Yep.
They print you a sticker.
Yep.
You put the sticker on, you're done.
And you hand it to the people behind the counter.
Exactly.
Okay,
and even in Austin, the handed to the people behind the counter,
shorter
was a little backed up. It took 5 minutes, right? 8 minutes, whatever. And then when I went, they said, "Oh, you need to take it to oversized because it was a guitar. It was large, right?"
In Austin or Miami?
In Austin.
Okay.
In Austin. And I realized this was probably going to be the case at any airport. Like they're not just going to put it on the regular because it's very long and flat.
Got it. Uh-huh.
So I walk over to the oversized and there's literally nobody in line, nobody there. He's like, "What's in here?" I'm like, "A guitar." He's like, "Okay, thank you." And that was it. So
in Austin.
In Austin.
Okay. So now we're coming back from Miami. Same situation.
And if I had thought about the oversized, I could have gotten a sticker and even saved 5 or 10 minutes waiting in the drop line because I would have walked right over to the oversized. Okay. So I'm thinking, I know the process now. All good, right? I'm going to catch the quarter till 7 shuttle. Okay. And so 6:45, I'm down there and there's no shuttle yet. And it's funny because there's another shuttle bus, like DoubleTree shuttle bus parked in the front circle lobby. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "Oh, is the shuttle bus running?" "Oh, yes, we have 2. Okay, one's running." Okay, whatever.
We only have one driver, but we have 2 buses.
Right. He switches buses back and forth. No. And again, I'm thinking we can see the goddamn airport.
Right.
So I'm like, even if the shuttle bus is a little late, what's it going to be? 5-10 minute ride to the airport? Right.
Right.
No big deal.
Right.
Okay. So shuttle's running late. And probably at like straight up 7 o'clock, maybe 5 after 7 or so, I guess.
15 minutes late. Somebody
goes in and is like, "Hey, what's up with the shuttle? It's 15 minutes late now, right?" And the guy's like, "No, it's right around the corner. We'll be here any minute." No, 25 minutes late. Okay.
Wow. 25 minutes. By the time it gets there, the other shuttle is about to leave too.
You would think. It's 10 after.
Uh-huh.
They pick us up. We get in. We're 25 minutes late, right? And we head to the airport. It takes us 25 minutes to get to the airport. Now, let me explain. We come out of the hotel, right? And we get on a little road and a little quick highway and back on again. And we're seeing the airport. Yeah. So I'm on the road and I'm looking at the airport.
LAX.
Right. And what was crazy was it wasn't even like LAX where it takes, 5 minutes to go 100 feet. It's like we're driving and winding. And then the bus is facing away from the airport. I'm like, what the fuck? And then we take a turn and it's facing towards the airport. Literally like 15 minutes we're driving. I'm like, the airport's right fucking there.
Were they making another stop somewhere?
Where are we going? No stops. No stops. I'm like, I wanted to pull a map up and look at it and go, what the fuck did we just do?
What did they do?
We have to go around I don't know.
Okay, so you get there at now 20 of 8 for an 8:30 flight. And exactly. Okay, now I'm already sweating for you at this point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 20 of 8. But again, I'm thinking, I've still got an hour before, 30 minutes before boarding, right? An hour before leaving.
I'm still in boarding. Was it 30? What time was your flight?
So boarding is 30 minutes before the flight leaves.
What time was your flight?
8:30.
Leaving. 8:30. So
8:30.
So boarding starts at 8 o'clock. You're there at 20 of 8 at this point.
I'm there at like 20 till 8, right?
A little closer, a little too close for comfort, but still you're in the airport at this point.
I'm in the window and I should be okay.
Okay. All right. So keep going.
They pull all the stuff off the bus. It takes a few minutes. And then it is a monstrous airport. It is really fucking huge. So I get in and it takes me like 10 minutes or so, I guess, to find the gate. And so now we're at 7:30 or 7:35 maybe, right? So I go and put my card in to get my sticker.
Wait. I got a point of clarification here, just because I'm really trying hard to keep track of the time. You got there it sounds like it left the hotel at 10 after 7. It sounds like you got to the airport somewhere around 25
or so.
Okay, so 7:30. Okay, so all right, so now go. So you're there an hour before your flight leaves. You're arriving at the airport.
That is probably right at the timeline. Yes, we were right. Okay. We got to the airport right at 7:30. Perfect. An hour before the flight.
So much time. You have your bags. You even have your sticker to check your bag, but you got to go to the
wait a minute. Hang on. Right. Don't jump ahead. I don't have my sticker yet. Oh. I know from past experience I can get my sticker quickly, except that I go to the kiosk and I go to check in and they're like, sorry, auto check-in has closed for this flight. You need to go see customer service. I'm like, what? So I guess an hour before the flight, they lock it. And I'm 5 minutes late for that. Right.
Okay.
So they're like, okay, go to customer service, like the main customer service for American Airlines. Right.
Yes.
I go over there. There's a fucking line. It's like 50 people in that fucking line.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Right. So I wait in that line, which takes a good 15, 20 minutes in the line. Right. And
anybody that you can talk to in the meantime saying, hey, I'm about to miss my flight. Can you create a little bit of slack here for me to help?
I should have done that.
Okay. So
I should have done
all right.
that.
I just didn't know if people were ignoring you or, like kind of when you're in the line at security, if you say, I have a flight that leaves in 30 minutes, oftentimes a lot of people in the line will just let you go through.
Right.
Or somebody at TSA will say, come on, you asshole. You're that guy that's causing trouble. But you didn't even get that.
And I have TSA pre, so I knew I could get through security quickly. Right. Okay, so but I had to check the fucking bag first.
Front of the line.
And you know what's funny? If it had been Southwest, I feel like if it had been Southwest and they said, sorry, it's closed, like I would have immediately gone up to somebody and been like, hey, what can we do? And I don't know for sure.
Right, I got it. All right,
I feel like somebody from Southwest would have been like, let's fucking get this settled for you. Because all I needed was a goddamn sticker and to drop it off at the oversized. It wasn't like we were at 10 minutes before the flight, right? So we were just a little bit inside that 1 hour.
And
window.
oversized is pre security. So you haven't even gone through security yet. So
Right.
you get the oversized ticket around what, 5 after 8, 10 after 8
Oh,
at
well,
this
no,
point?
right. No, at that point, by the time I get to the front of the line to get my sticker,
Yeah.
it's like 15 minutes before the flight is leaving. So the
No.
boarding is probably 15 or 20. But bottom
Okay.
line is the plane has been started boarding already.
Correct. And
And
that's
I'm
okay
not
because
through
it's
security yet.
right. That's fine. So how long does it take you to go through security?
Well, I know for me it doesn't take long, but uh, I also know the flight was oversold because there was a wait list.
So what
And
happens
so
now?
because I haven't checked in yet, I
Yeah.
guarantee you they're like, "Oh no, sorry. We've given your seat to somebody else." Because by the
Okay.
time
Did
I
you give
get the
up? Did you
sticker,
give up?
well, by the time I get the sticker, I said to the woman, I'm like, "Yeah, I've been waiting in line for like 20 minutes." And she's like, "Yeah, you're not going to make that flight."
Oh
Like she had
no.
basically written it off already. We're going to have to put you on another flight. And so she basically starts looking for the next flight. And she gets me a sticker and says, "Yes, we can push this through to Austin for you, but we got to get you on the next flight." And so she starts looking, and the next flight is like 3 o'clock, 3:30. And,
Oh,
and
no.
there's no seats on that flight. They put me on the
Uh-oh.
fucking wait list,
Oh
right?
God. Okay.
I'm like,
So,
fuck,
so what
right?
happened?
Should maybe I should have just made a fucking fuss. As
No, no,
soon as I got the thing that said
it's
you're
fine.
late,
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I got it. Your error was leaving late just in the amount of time that you thought you needed instead of leaving a little extra cushion. I would always leave the extra cushion, but that's just me. But I
well,
can't
I
hold
thought
you
I had left some cushion, but I didn't leave enough cushion.
can't
I
hold you
didn't leave enough cushion
responsible.
for the first thing of, well, it was two, right? It was the shuttle being 25 minutes late, and
Yeah, that
then
was
the
bad.
shuttle taking 20 or 25 minutes to get to the airport when I thought it was going to be a 5 or 10 minute fucking drive.
And I think that I would compound that with the fact that you didn't open up your mouth when you got to the airport to
Yeah.
say, "I need help. Can somebody help me?" You thought, and you're casual about this, which is good because it helps for your blood pressure, I'm sure. It's like it wasn't a priority to you until you got within that. By the time the time schedule became a priority, it was too late.
Well, and I think part of it too was like I, I'm outside of the window and I do that, and it's like I feel like an asshole because I feel like I should have left fucking earlier. Like this is my fault, even though these were those two things that I really didn't have any control over. It's like, well, I didn't fucking plan well enough, and so what's the line where it's like your bad planning shouldn't constitute an emergency on my part, right?
Yeah, but you know what? You paid for the ticket. You're allowed to you are given some bitching rights, and the fact that there was multiple things that were running against that were heading against you, really I can't blame I can't put all of the responsibility. Look, I want to hold you responsible for this, but I can't. I can't, the fact that the airport shuttle was 25 minutes late, that's inexcusable for an environment that is has to be
Time critical.
time critical.
And the other thing I'm thinking about is, right, they've got two shuttles,
Yeah,
right? I'm thinking if they know it takes
right,
20 to 25 minutes to get to the airport and back
right,
again,
right.
you have to have two running for them to go every 30 minutes. You can't do it any other way.
And it's not like Monday morning at 7 o'clock is not a key time.
A busy
It's not
time
like,
at the fucking airport.
right? It's not like
No
they,
shit.
they have enough history to know maybe this is a busier time. Maybe we should have that. I don't think there was a second person that was. I mean, they have two
I don't think
shuttles,
so
but I don't
either.
think they use two shuttles.
No, no. I mean, maybe when it's really, who fucking knows?
All right, so
Anyway, so
so
I'm on standby on the 3:30 flight, and of course I don't get on the flight.
no.
Like I think the other weird thing was they show you the standby list, right?
Right,
So
right.
they
Southwest
put me
does
on,
that now too.
and I can see I'm number 3 on the standby list, right?
Ugh,
So
yeah.
I'm hanging out and doing some other shit, and there was a casino 10 minutes away, so I like Uber down there, and I play some cards. And then I look later, it's like 1 o'clock, right? I'm heading back to the airport, and I'm like, I'm 5th on the list. And I'm like,
How did that happen?
what? And I asked somebody, I'm like, how did I get fucking bumped, right? And she said, well, depending on the airline status of other people. So there was somebody that was like American Airlines Plus preferred, whatever
Right.
bullshit. And
Jump
he
to the
said,
front of the
you know
line."
what? I don't want to wait till 7:30. Can I get on standby on this flight? And he gets number 1 because he's fucking special.
Well, what I think it played to your favor is the fact that like if I go into SBA Santa Barbara, they only have one flight a day into Santa Barbara
Yeah.
from some of these Denver or Las Vegas. There's not a lot of flights there every day. So if I catch a day that's only got one flight, I miss that flight. You're fucking stuck. And sometimes I wouldn't even know that I missed the flight until I get to my connecting flight. Now I got this whole other imagine they only had one flight a day. You'd have to back up to the hotel, go to the expense of all of that shit. Oh my God. So I sense you did not make the 3 or 3:30 flight, but you had to make the next flight, which was 7:30.
Yeah, that was the good news. So the 7:30 flight, I looked that one up and I saw that it looked like there were people on the wait list already. And I'm thinking,
Oh no.
fuck.
Right.
But when I didn't make the 3:30, they started looking it up and she said, okay, you're on the wait list for 7:30 already now. And then she said, no, here, I can get you. She got me a seat. Like
Right.
somehow she actually got me locked in for a seat on the 7:30. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine.
Just a matter of, again, not what you know, but who you know. Because you probably could have, number one, gotten on that first flight if you would have raised a little bit of a stink. Well, you didn't do anything. So I hold you accountable for that. That's
Yeah.
probably the only thing in this whole thing that I hold you accountable for. Yeah, a lot of people are not going to early check their bag, get the ticket and all that, because that's, you don't have to, you just do it when you get to the airport. Didn't quite leave enough time, but that wasn't your fault because the shuttle was I'd hold the hotel responsible. You're fucking a half hour late for me.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
we have a guy that takes us to LAX from here. His name is Javier, and let's say they have a 7:30 flight and it's an hour and a half. So you need to get to and you need to give yourself maybe an hour or two as a buffer. So for a 7:30 a.m. flight, he's like, yeah, I'll pick you up around 1 a.m.
right.
What the fuck?
Dude, I was amazed. I've seen bad traffic at airports, outside of airports, but I remember the last time I was at LAX when I came to see you.
Right.
Your house was 7 miles from LAX, right?
No, like 3 miles from LAX.
3 miles from LAX, right? And we got to a point where like we're driving, right? And we get to the point where we can see the airport. So we're on like the extended, probably 3/4 of a mile away,
Right.
maybe? And it's literally back-to-back traffic. And it took us well over an hour to go 3/4 of a mile.
They are building a people mover or like a little tram so that they have a station that they can get you to. But I can only imagine the backup getting to the tram because it's the same thing. It's like, can I just get on the people mover and just literally step on? If you could step onto something, you would be able to fly right by all of that stuff. I've had people when I've gone to the airport before. I've had people on bicycles that have gotten there faster than I because they don't have to wait in all the fucking traffic to get there.
Totally.
Which leads fuel to the fire of I don't like to go out of LAX, even if it's a direct flight. I'd rather go to Santa Barbara that has 6 gates. Yeah. I've never spent. It's the same TSA guy that checks your ID, that the one that's on the conveyor belt that also does your luggage too. It's like I'd much rather deal with a layover and being in an airport rather than having to deal with all that shit. Oh my God, I am so sorry you had to deal with all that.
Big time.
Wow. Well, we'll get into the Bob Campana conversation. We'll do that next week. We spent a lot of time talking about this, and I don't think our listeners need to hear my experience. So we got one voicemail, right?
And we got one voicemail. Yeah, let's blast through the voicemail and then get out of here because I'm going to like a fancy dinner tonight.
Ooh, what are you doing? What's going on?
It's something for Vera that she's in
it's complicated. You can just say it's complicated.
It's not really. So she's been sober for 10 years and this is like a Austin Alcoholics Anonymous anniversary thing, and it's like a big gala dinner thing. So I don't know exactly what to expect other than we're getting dinner and I have to get dressed up. So
that is very cool. And do you have plans while you're all fancy dudded up? Do you have plans after that as well, or is the plan just to do? Okay, all right.
No. That it's going to be like what? 8:30 by the time we're done. It's going to be time to come home and go to bed,
right? Look, now you're talking like me. Oh my God. Okay, let's do our one voicemail.
One voicemail. Here we go.
Oops. Oh, I don't hear it.
Yeah, hang on. I did a couple of settings, but I forgot this. No, not reset layout. Hold on. Goddamn settings right here. I need that one.
Carry
too.
the one.
Okay, now that should do it.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared.
wanted to share with you that Rachel has been here the entire week.
No, really?
Yeah, she's visiting from New York. She's staying in the Airstream. She's loving the digs over there. She's got a little private quarters that she can do anything that she needs to over there, and not have to worry about making a mess in a guest room or anything like that. It's been fun having her here for the week.
Love that. By the way,
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know, for a little context, Rachel is Doug's daughter.
Right. Yep. She is my my eldest. She is 32. Let me see if I got that age right. Let's see. 93, 32, going 33 this year. Jesus, I can't have a 33-year-old. That makes me way fucking too old.
And living in New York, right?
Living in New York, following her performance dreams, doing her music stuff in New York, and digging life.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's head into voicemail number one.
Voicemail
I have
number one.
No idea who this is from.
Okay.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Trick. Jared here. So,
Jared.
you guys have a guest on the fuckery.
A guest? We had a guest?
Anyways, fellas, good episode.
Oh, Bob.
Really enjoyed listening
Bob.
to it. And I am actually going to go back and listen to the episode with him
Mm.
after I undelete it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I delete, don't even listen to the other episodes. Sorry to say, guys. But, I all my heart is for you guys, not guests.
Understood.
Appreciate
Got it.
that.
Yeah.
This guy's got me wanting to go and listen.
Mhm.
And son of a fucking bitch.
Hmm.
You're talking about a welder and
Mm-hmm.
talking about welding your exhaust. So, got my brakes changed, made a trip to Lima where I grew up, made it back, driving to and from work through the week. I think it was Wednesday. All of a sudden, I hear some scraping on the ground.
Oh,
Hey, Doug, guess what was scraping on the ground? Yeah.
Exhaust.
Fucking exhaust.
exhaust.
So, the welder
Yeah.
and come visit me in Cleveland and you can help me weld on a new exhaust.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably have to fix it before you can do all that, but
Mm-mm.
sounds good.
Nice.
I'm kind of jealous if you're getting a welder, Doug. Got to say, I've wanted a welder for a long time. I've welded in
know.
the past. Not super pro at it, but enough to be dangerous and have some fun.
That's cool.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Love the show. And once again, it was another great episode. Thanks, guys. See ya.
It's a funny story that he says that. Very quick story. One time I was driving to Pittsburgh, band van. You know our band vans that were
Yes.
total pieces of shit, right?
Right.
And I start hearing a metal scraping, right?
Uh-oh.
And sure enough, the exhaust, like the muffler, the pipe's hanging down, right?
Uh-huh.
And so it's still working. It's just hanging. So what do? Well, I'm on my way to fucking Pittsburgh. I got to fix it somehow. You're going to laugh hard at this because I know you're going to realize immediately what I did wrong. I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, let me grab some fucking gaff tape.
Yeah, gaff
I'm
tape. I
gonna
was about to
fucking
say that.
tape
Gaff
it back
tape.
up, right?
Right.
I put a shitload of tape and hang it up, right? And then I'm driving and like,
Smells of
right, start smelling, and like 15 minutes later,
burn through.
exactly. For those of you that don't know, exhaust is fucking hot. Okay. And the fucking gaff tape just melted right away. Now, fortunately, I ended up getting like a coat hanger.
I was going to say a
And-
coat hanger. Now you can gaff tape around the coat hanger to
Right.
have it hold up there. Man, oh my
That's
God.
what I ended up doing. I ended up using a coat hanger. But
So
I was like, as soon as it melted through, I'm like, that was fucking stupid. I should have known that was going to happen.
The only thing I can think about currently is that exact repair that Jared was talking about. Is the only thing that comes to mind quickly is, oh, well, I could use it for exhaust repair. And then I thought, when's the last time I fucking had to repair my exhaust? Never. But there are, as I think a little bit deeper, floor pans on all of my trucks have some rust in there. Probably could use to go through it and re-weld some stuff on there. I don't know it yet how I'm going to use it, but if I get it, I very much like Jared, I just think it's going to be fun to have a welder. I just think it'll be a good thing to have.
Totally. And I guess like bumpers and stuff like that, like you don't weld them on anymore, right? Like they bolt on.
Yeah, everything bolts on. Everything except for the bumper on Kermit the Beast. By the way, I still don't have both of my trucks back yet.
Oh my God. All right. More stories for next week then.
Yeah, we'll hold those off till next week. We got one truck is back. Kermit the Beast, Minty Fresh is still in the shop. At this point, pretty much everything except for the body has been replaced from Minty Fresh. So we'll get into the truck saga again next week when we talk about it. All right, let's head out of here. Thanks for listening in another week. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
Are you sure the legal department cleared this? Okay then. For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Hey, if these bozos want to get sued, that's their business. Leave me out of it. Wait, we have a legal department?